My dad cheated on my mom with his biological sister. Story 1. My dad was adopted as a kid. He's 65 now. About 6 months ago he found one of his biological sisters. They met and became really close. About 4 months ago, my parents were visiting her at her home in a different state when her and her husband started fighting. She decided to leave him and my parents offered her to stay in my old room. BTW, I am 23 if this means anything. Looking back on it, their relationship was pretty weird from the jump. He was always referring to her as his beautiful sister and they were inseparable. I have 2 dogs my dad would babysit, and when he would sleep on the couch with them and his sister. Fast to last month my mom had pretty major surgery on her foot and she couldn't walk for 2 weeks. She's still in a cast. My dad and his sister were taking care of her and everything seemed fine. Up until last night. My mom woke up in the middle of the night and was thirsty so she walked to the kitchen in her huge cast which had to have made a ton of noise. That apparently was completely unnoticed by my dad and his sister, whom my mom caught making out with each other. My mom immediately kicked them both out. It's the second night and she hasn't slept or eaten. My dad is apparently moving to Pennsylvania with his sister and they're currently staying in a hotel together. I'm deeply disturbed. I can't even find the words and I have no idea what my mom is going through. She told my dad he can work things out with her and go to marriage counseling or choose his sister. And he chose his sister. The whole thing makes me want to throw up and I have no one in my personal life to share this experience with. My mom cannot afford to live by herself. They've been married for 24 years. I secretly logged into my dad's Facebook and the messages between my dad and his sister are just unnerving. There's nothing sexual but the messages are like, my house is empty without you, I love you with my whole heart, I miss your smell, love you my little buttercup. It makes me want to throw up and it makes me hate my life. I have no idea how to process anything. My boyfriend wants me to talk to my dad before he moves but I don't want to. I wish he would just disappear. Edit, there is 0 chance this is made up for him to cheat with a stress. It's 100% his biological sister. I also began speaking to a lot of family who said weird things were going on. For example, they visited my aunt, another part of the biological family, and she gave them separate guest rooms but they both ended up sharing a bed. Also, her now ex-husband warned her daughter that something very weird was going on between their relationship, a big reason as to why they recently separated. And my dad has totally been MIA since. He is not answering anyone. They are currently on their way to York, Pennsylvania in a red Impala and a silver Jeep Wrangler. If anyone sees them say hi. Story 2. She slept with another man in my daughter's bed. Girlfriend of 7 years cheated on me. I've had my suspicions throughout our relationship as I've caught her several times being unfaithful and seeing other guys. It started to surface in the very beginning. It'd break down, we'd talk and she'd promise to never do it again. But it would always end up happening again and like an idiot I stayed. Thursday night something didn't sit right with me after we had an argument while I was at work night shift. I waited for a bit but my mind kept wandering so I decided to check my home security cameras. I noticed a car parked a few houses down, haven't moved for a while so I started to get very suspicious. I then noticed a guy get out of the car and walk towards my neighbor's front porch and made his way to the side of my house. I then checked my pet cam in the living room where it's fixed on my dog's pen. I noticed she had turned off the microphone function so I turned it back remotely without letting her know. I heard everything. Although I'm not surprised this happened again, I'm still devastated. I confronted her about it Friday night. She cried a lot and admitted to sleeping with this guy twice. When I asked why she would bring another man into my home and into my bed, she admitted to me that she didn't bring him into our bed. I asked where and she admitted it was in my teen daughter's bed. I feel utterly betrayed and humiliated that this happened in my own home in my kid's room. The level of disrespect is crushing me and I don't know how to continue. She blamed all of the problems in our relationship on me and how my insecurities drove her to cheating. But left out all the times my insecurities were a direct result of her cheating. I'm fed up, financially committed with joint bills and a dog. My daughter, who comes over every other weekend, has developed a close relationship with her over the years. and she chooses her room to duck a stranger in. I'm devastated, I want to move on but I feel completely immobilized. I'm afraid of change, my ex-wife cheated and it seems like my life has been filled with a series constant betrayals. I feel broken, worthless and inadequate. I am kind in life, I give whatever I can of myself to the people I meet. I don't deserve this kind of pain. I'm sorry if this is all over the place. I just had to get this off my chest as I have no one else to talk to because I've isolated myself. Story 3. I was right about everything and it doesn't feel as good as I thought it would. Husband of 16 years had an affair. We have 4 kids 15, 10, 5, and almost 1. He started cheating on me while pregnant with our last baby. Got AP pregnant while I was recovering from my C-section. She had her baby 3 weeks ago. Check my bio for original post in Moment. In the beginning, when I found evidence and confronted husband, he told me I have a connection with her that I don't with you. She is a good person. He seemed excited when I told him we were done, and that he had to move out by the end of the month Jan. But we had a great marriage, a great family, we were this awesome team that other couples envied. I couldn't figure out what he was thinking, what we were missing from our relationship. Until I read about a fairfog.html that someone mentioned on this subreddit. And it all made sense. He kept gaslighting me. When I would ask things to try and get a clear picture, he'd turn around and bring up something so insignificant and petty that I would be shocked into silence. But then I realized he wasn't seeing things for what they were. No rational woman would sleep with a man who is married, with 3 kids, and 1 more on the way. And what a coward he was for not telling me in the first place. We spent a lot of time talking, and I warned him that he would see her true colors. That type of woman is not one that you want to start a family with. But I was too late, she was due in 6 weeks by the time I found out. I knew their honeymoon would be over and they would see each other for real now. Fast forward to now, AP had the baby 3 weeks ago. STBXH and AP are fighting constantly now that they are living together. He has kept all of his promises to me, he has been paying all of our bills, he has been there for me when I got stuck in freezing rain, when I got a flat tire, and he has been there for our kids more than he was before D-Day. Has been a good dad now. And AP doesn't understand why he needs to help me so much with our 4 children, 3 of which play sports. 1 kid is on a premier soccer team, 1 is on a select soccer team, they do school clubs, the 3rd plays soccer and baseball. Not to mention we have 3 house remodeling projects that are unfinished. AP and STBXH are miserable together. She is used to him spoiling her on vacations, having kid-free time, and taking her out. He is used to me spoiling him with meals made, clean house, kids taken care of, and all with a positive attitude. I worked my BTT off. Now he is stuck with AP, and they hate each other. And he ruined our marriage for nothing. A part of me hoped that he would really be happy, then I could go find someone to be happy with. But Hess miserable, paying for 2 households, and stuck. I thought it would feel good to be right about everything. I thought I would feel vindicated. But instead, I just feel so sad that he ruined our awesome marriage, devastated our kids, and rocked our family beyond repair. For nothing.